In the 3rd year of our marriage, Olivia found out by chance that Ethan, the man she'd never truly gotten over, was dying of terminal illness. Determined to stay by his side until the very end, she came to me with red-rimmed eyes and asked for a divorce. Ethan's terminal. He has less than 3 months left. His biggest regret in life is never marrying me. I don't want him to leave with that weight on his chest. You have my word. As soon as he's gone, I'll come right back and we'll remarry. I mean it. I stared at my wife, her face soft with earnest devotion, and felt a bitter, angry laugh rise in my throat. Later, after Ethan's funeral, Olivia thought of me again. She scrambled to call me. All she heard was a cold automated voice. We're sorry. The number you have dialed is not in service. Olivia and Ethan never made it work the first time around. From what I'd heard, her parents had been dead set against it, and they'd had no choice but to break things off. Then she met me. We dated for 4 years, then married for 3. Those ordinary, quiet days had felt priceless. Just having each other to come home to. But in the end, not even we could outrun the 7-year itch. She asked for a divorce. It was lunchtime, and we were eating at home like any other day. She brought up Ethan out of nowhere. At first I just hummed along, not paying it much mind. It was ancient history. After all, I never thought it could touch the life we'd built together. Not until she looked at me with wet, reddened eyes and said, Ethan's terminal. He has less than 3 months left. His biggest regret is never marrying me. I can't let him die with that hanging over him. That's when I knew something was very, very wrong. Our eyes met, and I saw a resolve in hers I'd never seen before. My stomach dropped. A cold, foreboding dread settled over me. Confusion and unease swelling fast in my chest. She went on, her voice soft, almost pleading. Baby, what if we get divorced now? Then get remarried later? Just for a little while. I promise. As soon as he's gone, I'll come straight back and we'll fix this. I swear it. I froze for a good 10 seconds. How had we ended up here? Was all these years between us really that fragile? Have you actually thought this through? My voice shook, thick with frustration and disbelief. Olivia hung her head, guilt written all over her face, unable to meet my gaze. I swear you're the one I love. In 3 months, I'll be back, and we'll get remarried. I promise. I held her stare, pressing her again. You're sure about this? You'd divorce me for him? She nodded without a flicker of hesitation. Yeah. I've made up my mind. Fine. I got it. Meet me at City Hall in a month. Then, I kept my voice as steady as I could. But inside, grief was crashing over me like a tidal wave. She blinked, taken aback. She clearly hadn't expected me to agree so easily. Maybe she'd thought I'd beg, that I'd fight tooth and nail to keep her. What she didn't know was that I had my pride. I'd never measure up to Ethan in her heart. Had I? If that was the case, what was the point of forcing her to stay? It would only make both of us miserable. As soon as I said yes, she turned and walked back to the bedroom, dragging a suitcase out with her. I should have known. This wasn't a discussion, it was a notification. Before she walked out the door, she glanced back at me, and for a second I thought I saw reluctance in her eyes. Thank you for understanding. Baby. Wait for me. Then she left, and didn't look back. For a moment I couldn't parse that final glance. Did she still have feelings for me? After all, I laughed bitterly at myself. Love really does make people stupid. Back when we were dating, she'd mentioned Ethan once or twice, and I'd just smiled. I'd always had the same policy about exes. Don't care. Don't dig. As long as they didn't mess with what we had, it was fine. Everyone has a past. After all, what mattered to me was the present, and the future we were building. I'd thought they were long over, that he was no threat to us. I never could have guessed his return would end us like this. 6 months earlier, after a friend's get-together, Olivia had started acting strange. She kept going to General Hospital all the time, and came home with a permanent furrow between her brows. At first I thought she was sick. I'd been worried sick about her, until I finally pressed her for the truth. Turned out she'd been going to see Ethan this whole time. Because I trusted my wife. Because I believed in us. I never told her to stop seeing him. And that was all it took for old feelings to spark back to life. Looking back, I guess I had it coming. Our divorce was surprisingly peaceful. All things considered. No screaming matches. No vicious fights over shared property like so many other couples. There was this unspoken understanding between us. Something that made what should have been a messy, ugly process feel almost calm. She walked away with nothing. There was a quiet tenderness under all that stubbornness. If you looked close enough. And me. I took every last cent of our marital assets. Why the hell wouldn't I? No one ever complains about having too much money. It's not like Olivia would be destitute after the divorce. She had her own career. Her own dreams. When I got home, I worked up the courage to tell my parents everything about the divorce. Secrets never stay buried forever. They would have found out sooner or later. They were disappointed. Angry, but mostly. They just looked sad for me. At the end of the day, parents only want their kid to be happy. Even when life throws you a curveball like this, they just take it in stride and give you all the support they can. I decided to sell the house we'd shared. To make a clean break. Let's be honest, it hurt like hell. Staying there would have just meant being surrounded by memories. And the whole place left a bad taste in my mouth. I called a realtor and listed it online. No fanfare. That decision, though, got me a surprise call from Olivia. She sounded shocked. And angry. You sold our house. Yeah. I sold it. I said the word slow. Each one sharp with finality. Like I was forcing them out through gritted teeth. Something in my answer set her off. Her voice, calm just a second ago, rose sharply. That house held so many of our memories. How could you just get rid of it like that? There was fury in her voice. And confusion. I was quiet for a moment. Then shot back coldly. My voice heavy with exhaustion. Were those memories ever really that important to you? That was all it took. She blew up like a powder keg. Of course they're important. Did you forget all the promises we made there? Her voice got louder. More frantic by the second. Where are we supposed to live when we get remarried? Listening to her, a sour feeling settled in my chest. What was this? Was she seriously trying to string me along right now? Olivia. We're this close to being divorced. What's the point of talking about any of this? We both need to move on. Leaving each other alone is the least we can do. Her voice grew more desperate. Hurt and defensive. I don't get what you're so mad about. I explained why I'm doing this. I have a reason. I smiled. A bitter, joyless thing. I get it. But I have a life to live too. The house is mine. I'll do what I want with it. Stop interfering in my decisions. I hung up. Numb. The next day, I finished work like usual. I was just about to leave the office when I spotted her. Standing a little ways off. Olivia was just standing there. Small and alone. Her usually fair skin was dull and sallow. Her eyes bloodshot. Her lips were chapped. No trace of the soft pink I'd known. I couldn't believe how much she'd changed in just 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, she'd been bright. Alive. Full of light. Now she looked like the weight of the world was on her shoulders. Taking care of Ethan through his cancer was really taking its toll on her. That much was clear. Are you really going to sell the house? Her voice cut through the quiet. I nodded slightly. My tone flat. Yeah. It's listed. Should be gone in a few days. Saying it out loud, I felt almost nothing. That house had held so many good memories. Once. Every now and then I still thought about the quiet nights we'd spent there. But those memories were already fading. Life keeps moving. Some things you just can't get back. I went on. It's not like I need it anyway. I packed up all your stuff already. Should have been shipped to you by now. If there's anything I missed, just tell me. I'll send you the money for it. At that, she scoffed. A look of disdain on her face. Please. You'll just end up buying another one for me when we get back together. This is such a waste of time. There was so much scorn in her voice. So much cold distance. It made my chest feel tight. I frowned slightly. And said flatly. That house has bad feng shui. Makes people fall out of love. Better to get rid of it fast. I knew full well the feng shui line was just an excuse. I just wanted to make the decision sound less personal. Olivia's temper was frayed thin these days. A single jab and she snapped. Liam. Do you have to be like this? Everyone has a past. Ethan's dying. For God's sake. And you're still jealous of him. Can't you have a little compassion? I love you. But I love him too. He has nothing left. No one but me. Who's gonna take care of him if I don't? Keep acting like this. And you're gonna lose me for good. When she finished, her face was crumpled with hurt, eyes glistening with tears. They welled up in her eyes, and her shoulders shook a little. I froze. A wave of irritation and helplessness washing over me. What even was love these days? Was I supposed to just roll over because I had a good life? A good job? My health? I never thought I'd get guilt-tripped like this. How had the woman who used to love me like I was her whole world turned into this? Back when we fought, all it took was one look from her like that, and all my anger would melt away. I'd go right over and pull her into my arms, smiling. Back then, every tear she cried broke my heart. I'd have done anything for her. But that was then. This is now. Everything's different. She wasn't the woman who'd give up everything for me anymore. And I wasn't the man who trusted her with everything, either. Her tears could fall for me. Or they could fall for someone else. Now it felt like there was a sheet of thick, clear glass between us. We looked close enough to touch. But we were miles apart. I just looked at her. I had nothing left to say. Slowly, I turned and walked away. Not long after, I got a job offer from a well-known company overseas. It meant leaving everything I knew. Moving all the way to the States. Starting over completely. I wanted to wrap things up properly before I left. So I invited my closest friends out to a karaoke bar. A sort of farewell night. They were shocked I was leaving so suddenly, but thrilled for me and this new opportunity. By the end of the night, everyone was pretty drunk. Olivia's lost her damn mind. Hasn't she? Noah slammed his glass down on the table with a sharp clink. His face was flushed. His jaw tight. Anger blazing in his eyes. He spat the words out like they tasted bad. If I'd known she was gonna turn out like this, I never would have helped her get with you back in the day. His voice was rough, thick with regret and guilt. He was the only one there who knew we were getting divorced. I guess old memories were coming back to him now. I picked up the bottle silently and refilled his empty glass, forcing a smile that felt bitter on my lips. The future's so long. Who can say what's gonna happen? If I'd known she'd end up like this, would I ever have married her? Oh well. It's not too late. Cutting my losses now. That's a win. In the long run. Heard Olivia's working all day then running to take care of Ethan all night. What does she even get out of it? Waiting for him to kick it so she can inherit his money. Doesn't sound like he has much to leave. Though. Beats me. Girls just volunteering to be his free nurse. I guess. Noah shook his head as he talked. Thoroughly confused. He trailed off for a second. Like he was thinking something over. Then looked at me. His eyes soft with concern. Hey, you still hurting over it? He sighed softly. I'm over her. All of it. These days I'm just focused on making money. Nothing else matters right now. I'd locked all those old feelings away. Deep down. I picked up my glass and clinked it against Noah's. What's done is done. Cut the toxic people out of your life, and everything gets twice as good. The house sold right before I left the country. When the deal went through, a huge weight lifted off my chest. I could finally breathe easy. 2 days before my flight, Ethan showed up at my work. Said he wanted to talk. He looked nervous. Fidgety. I had to wonder what could he possibly want. I'd already stepped aside and let him have Olivia. What more was there? I didn't come back to take her from you. I just don't want to die with regrets. I know you love her more than anything. That you'd fall apart without her. You act all tough and cold. But I can tell you're broken up inside. Don't worry. Soon I won't be around to bother either of you. I'm dying. After all, she'll be all yours. Forever. Don't let this come between you two. You've got your whole lives ahead of you. Be the bigger man. Don't hold a grudge. I want you two to be happy again. Once I'm gone. Ethan said it all like he was doing us a favor. Licking his pale, dry lips calmly. I raised an eyebrow. I didn't know if I wanted to laugh or punch him. This guy really had a high opinion of himself. Didn't he? Spouting all that noble garbage. Like he was some tragic romantic hero instead of a homewrecker. Steal another man's wife. Then turn around and tell him to be the bigger person. It was sickening. Ethan. You really think I can't live without Olivia? I'm not you. I don't need anyone to complete me. I'm healthy. I've got a good job. A car. A house. There's no shortage of women who'd jump at the chance to be with me. You think I'm like you? Running after taken people. Playing the other man. Ethan's face flushed red with anger. He rushed to defend himself. Voice tight. I'm not the other man. I never wanted to break up your marriage. I don't have any intentions toward her like that. I know you're better for her than I am. You can't say that about me. It's not fair. What we have isn't love. It's family. More than anything. Family. Right. The kind of family that breaks up marriages. I stared him down. Cold and hard. Until he couldn't hold my gaze. Then I spoke. Icy. You know damn well whether I'm wrong or not. Spare me the tragic hero act. It's transparent. I'm not Olivia. I don't buy your crap. Look, Ethan. Everyone looks out for themselves. But you don't have to step on other people to get what you want. The more I talked, the paler he got. Finally. He turned and scurried away. That night, Olivia called me. Her voice was sharp with rage the second she opened her mouth. Liam. I can't believe how low you'd stoop. You're despicable. I blinked. Confused. What? Don't play dumb. You sought Ethan out just to call him a homewrecker. Didn't you? You're trying to stress him out. Kill him faster so I'll have no choice but to come crawling back to you. Let me tell you something. Keep pulling these cheap little stunts. And I'll only hate you more. If he dies sooner because of you. You can get on your knees and beg all you want. But I'll never forgive you. And I'll never marry you again. It took me a second to catch up. To figure out why she was so mad. Ethan had come to me. But in her version. I'd gone after him. Like I'd seek him out just to yell at him if he hadn't come poking around first. Listening to her scream and rave on the other end of the line. I sighed to myself. Well, those two deserve each other. That's for sure. Then Ethan's voice cut in. Quiet. Olivia. It's not his fault. I went to see him. It was my idea. But Olivia wouldn't hear it. Ethan. Don't defend him. That's just the kind of person he is. He'll do anything to get what he wants. I'd had enough. I hung up. 2 weeks later. The mandatory divorce cooling-off period was over. I flew back just long enough to sign the papers. Olivia got what she wanted. We were divorced. And she married Ethan not long after. Right before I boarded my flight back. I blocked every last one of her contacts. I stayed overseas for 3 whole years. If it hadn't been for Noah's wedding, I never would have come home. Not even for the holiday. After Ethan died. Noah had mentioned Olivia once or twice. I'd been sitting by the window. Staring out at the strange foreign streets. My mind wandering. Noah's voice had been teasing over the phone. Your ex-wife. She came around asking about you. Right after Ethan passed. I frowned. A weird mix of feelings stirring in my chest. Why? What did she want? Noah scoffed. I could practically hear the eye roll through the phone. Wants to get back together. I bet. I don't know where she gets the nerve. Regrets it now. Huh. Should have thought of that before. I was quiet for a minute. Old memories of us flashing through my head. But hearing about her now. It didn't do anything to me. Might as well be gossip about someone I didn't know. Oh. By the way. I'm getting married this fall. You gonna come? Noah asked. I smiled softly. Wouldn't miss it for the world. The day of Noah's wedding. The place was packed. Buzzing with energy. Then I saw her. Olivia. Uninvited. Weaving through the crowd. I froze. Dude. I didn't ask her. She just showed up. Noah muttered. Leaning in beside me. He looked exasperated. Then he hurried off to go greet other guests. I turned to leave. To get out of there before things got awkward. But she grabbed my wrist. The second her fingers touched my skin. I flinched. Tried to pull away but she held on tight. Long time no see. Her voice shook. She looked like she could cry from just seeing me. I answered flatly. A wave of annoyance rolling through me. Looking at her face so familiar. Yet so strange now all I felt was tired. Fed up. How've you been? These past 3 years. As soon as Ethan died. I tried calling you. But your number didn't work. Then I went to look for you at work. I laughed coldly. Oh. Now she cares. I thought. Where was this 3 years ago? She kept going. Her voice small and hurt. Your coworkers said you'd changed jobs. I went to your parents' place. But they wouldn't see me. I asked Noah. Too. He wouldn't tell me where you'd gone. When I heard he was getting married, I figured I'd take a chance. And here you are. I'm so glad I came." She was staring right at me, eyes bright with hope. I couldn't help a short, bitter laugh. "What is it you want?" "Exactly." I truly didn't get it. How could she show up here and say these things with a straight face? Tears streamed down her face as she spoke, voice small and pleading. "Liam, can we try again? Can you take me back? I never forgot my promise. These 3 years. All I've wanted is to remarry you." I looked at her coldly, a sick, disgusted feeling rising in my throat. "Olivia, I thought I made this clear. I'm not coming for you. And you stay away from me. A good ex knows when to leave well enough alone." I put extra weight on that last line. Made sure she heard it. There was no coming back from this. She bit down hard on her lower lip, until it went pale. Then let go slowly. "Liam, it's always been you. I never stopped loving you. Ethan and I got married. Yes. But we never slept together. Nothing happened. In my heart, you're the only one who ever had all of me. Body and soul." She rambled it all out in a rush. Desperate for me to believe her. Desperate for a second chance. Honestly, it made my skin crawl. All of it just sounded like excuses to me. Like she thought some half-baked claim of loyalty could erase what she'd done. I frowned. Impatience written all over my face. I didn't want to argue about this anymore. What's done is done. I wasn't gonna let her drag all that old mess back into my life. "Olivia, we ended 3 years ago. Can you just leave me alone? You're still young. You can find someone else. Why waste your time on me? We're not good for each other." My voice was ice. No warmth left in it at all. Her eyes glistened with tears. But she held her ground. "Liam, did you ever even love me?" "Once," I said flatly. Just one word. That love was long gone now. All I felt for her these days was disappointment. And disgust. She wouldn't let it go. Her eyes were wild with despair. Her voice rising. She grabbed my arm tight, her nails digging into my skin. "If you loved me once, why can't you love me again?" I laughed. Sharp and cold. Then was then. Now is now. Things change. The second you asked me for a divorce, that's when I stopped feeling anything for you. I wrenched my arm free of her grip and stepped back, putting space between us. I didn't want her touching me. I didn't want her sadness touching me either. She just stared at me, mouth trembling. No words left. I turned and walked away. And didn't look back. My steps were steady. Sure. Every step felt like I was putting the past further behind me. Behind me. I heard her break down, sobbing uncontrollably. It's not that I was heartless. It's just that she wasn't part of my future anymore. Never would be again. I got on a plane back to the States. After a long flight, I finally made it to my apartment. I stepped inside the familiar space, sighed in relief, and set down my luggage, ready to crash after the trip. But right as I went to close the door, Olivia slipped in like a ghost. Before I could stop her, my stomach dropped. White-hot anger flared in my chest. I couldn't believe she'd followed me all the way here. This woman was relentless. The second she was inside, she went crazy, tearing through the apartment like a woman possessed. Living room, bathroom, bedroom. She checked every corner, every closet, ripping doors open, looking for something. There was this wild, obsessive look in her eyes. And she kept muttering to herself, "That's why you turned me down. You've got someone here, don't you? Some little mistress. Where is she?" Eventually, she ran out of steam. She collapsed onto the floor, hair falling in messy strands around her face, eyes blank and hollow, like there was nothing left inside her. Looking at her like that didn't calm me down. It just made me angrier. I'd had enough. "Are you done?" "Olivia," she screamed at the top of her lungs, glaring daggers at me. "Where is she?" "Liam, you found someone else, didn't you? That's why you won't take me back. You have another place, don't you? You're hiding her somewhere else." Smack. I'd had it. I slapped her, hard, across the face. A red mark bloomed on her cheek instantly. My hand was shaking not because I felt bad, but because I hated myself for ever falling for someone like her. Snap out of it. I live here alone. Break in again. And I'll have you arrested for trespassing. Olivia's eyes went wide. Stunned. Liam. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know I messed up. I won't look anymore. I won't think about it. I swear. Just don't make me leave. You can have as many women as you want. I don't care. I really don't. She rushed on. Desperate. Like she'd say anything to make it work. I just want us to get remarried. I just want us to be together again. Like before. Nothing else matters. Can we start over? Please. Look. I still have our wedding ring. I've never taken it off. Her voice got softer. Thick with grief. She held up her hand. Slow. Like she was afraid I'd look away. The ring glinted in the light. Once upon a time. That shine had meant everything to me. I'd thought it was the symbol of a lifetime of happiness. Back then I'd been so full of hope. So sure about our future. Convinced this ring would bind us together forever. Now that light just burned. It felt like it was mocking me. Reminding me of how stupid and blind I'd been. A rotten marriage. Like a rotten person. Is just dead wood. You don't keep it around. You throw it out. I pointed at the open door. My face cold as stone. 3 seconds. Get out. Or I call the cops. Tears streamed down her face. Dripping onto the floor. But she didn't move. She just sat there. Like she was glued to the floor. 1 second. 2. 3. I didn't hesitate. I picked up my phone and called the police. When the cops showed up, she let them lead her out. Still fighting it every step of the way. As they took her away, she kept repeating. Quiet. Liam. Don't do this to me. I thought that would be the end of it. But she didn't give up that easy. For days after that, she camped outside my apartment building. She just sat there every day. Quiet. Like she had nowhere else in the world to go. Sometimes she'd just stare up at my door. Sometimes she'd hang her head and cry silent tears. Her clothes were rumpled. Her hair a mess. She looked like a stray dog. Lost and broken. I called the cops again. The last time they led her away. She looked back at me. Voice cracking. Liam. Is there really no chance for us? No. I said. Okay. I get it. I won't bother you again. She left. Empty and broken. I watched her back get smaller and smaller. Until she was gone. That was the last time I ever saw her. Where she went. I don't know. And I don't care to find out. That's the thing about love. You can't always turn around and expect someone to be waiting for you. One single decision can change everything. For both of you. Hey there. Could you rate this story in the comments? Use a scale of 1 to 10. Please, I am begging you. It really means a lot to me. And if you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit follow.